Welcome back, everybody. You got Will and I, man, here from the Block Runner, MetaZone, and Rovi, and today we're going to be talking about Blur, just like everybody else, dude.
Yeah, we're hopping on that bandwagon because it kind of reminds me of like FTX and Sam and all that saga.
Yeah.
Sometimes things hit the waves. You just can't ignore them, right? And this is definitely one of those. We've been hearing the pestering over like the last couple of weeks, ever since the airdrop.
Why do you think everybody hates Opensea, dude?
Because they're the symbol of like they don't want to just give in to what the Web3 ethos is all about, right?
All right.
In other words, no win token.
Yeah.
Fuck IPOs, fuck Wall Street, right? Why are you going to make them rich, dude? We want to get rich, right? So therefore, OpenSea bad. Okay. Coinbase bad.
Yeah.
Right? That's
but if you're OpenSea and you're Coinbase, you're like IPO.
Yeah, fuck you guys. Yeah. We want the side of regulation.
Yeah.
Right? We don't want to tokenize these obviously wildly successful platforms.
Well, the only reason why they want regulation is because there's more money in that.
That's the reason why they don't want to tokenize, because then they open themselves up to like a regulatory nightmare possibly.
And then their business is at risk.
Exactly. So it's like, let's just go the traditional route. Let's, do what Silicon Valley's been doing for the last 30 or so years successfully.
What do you think about that? Should Web3 projects have tokens, all of them, or does OpenSea IPO, Coinbase IPO, like all that is like a proper path?
Well, that's literally what we're talking about here, right? Because now Blur has entered the chat with like the Web3 counter to, but they're not the first, right? X2Y2 has done it.
Yeah.
Looks Rare,
yeah.
Rarible was like one of the first.
Yeah,
like NFT marketplace ecosystems with a token. And when they first hit the market, dude, everyone went bonkers too.
Yeah.
Including us. So we're like, dude, duh. Of course you want a token on your marketplace. Like, who wouldn't want to earn rewards
look
for
at Binance.
Trading? Yeah.
Look at Binance. They have their own token. It was at pennies when you saw it. Yeah. Now it's at $330 or something like that.
Yeah, but even when we saw Rarible and stuff, we're like, dude, this is probably not sustainable, right?
Yeah.
To just be pumping all these tokens out to these people, basically kind of incentivizing wash trading.
Yeah, sure.
Because that's
how you mine the token.
Yeah, that's the mechanism of mining that token. And it's like, but there's really no use for it. And there's no, other than like maybe stake it to earn even more tokens. Like, that's not really a sustainable, like, closed loop ecosystem, right? Let's
take a look at the market cap of Rarible just to see the potential timeline that Blur and X2Y2 and all these might experience.
Correct. So this is a history lesson for you young lads who maybe came into the markets a little late, didn't witness Rarible's, rise and fall. There you go.
Yeah. So right now, Rarible is worth $23 million. The position is 733. So this used to be, in the top 100, 200 or so.
Mm-hmm.
And so at its peak, it was at 400 million and change for like a second.
Mm-hmm.
And then it kind of hovered at 150 and then kind of dumped from there.
Yes.
So Rarible's design of token is to reward market activity.
Correct.
And that's about it. Like, there was no purpose for the token.
No, other than the fact that they kind of like pivoted to like a protocol offering, but I don't think they've ever, like, as far as I understand, they had never integrated some sort of angle to utilize the token in order, I don't know, like maybe like a gas spend for that protocol itself, or maybe the protocol just didn't really take off, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. Maybe the power of OpenSea is just too damn big. It has been, actually. Like, most volume over the last couple of years since NFTs took off has been mostly occurring on OpenSea.
Yeah, it's billions of dollars.
It's many billions, right, in volume, right? So here comes, what's it called again? Blur? This is the new one, dude. This one, I guess, has done something tremendously different.
Yeah.
That is galvanizing, because apparently they're crushing OpenSea right now in volume.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it makes sense. People, if you're going to sell an NFT, you can do it on OpenSea, or you can do it on Blur or Rarible. You're going to go to the platform where you get something out of that transaction, right?
I would assume so, right?
Yeah, so is everyone else.
What is that thing? Well, first they attacked OpenSea with not just tokens, but also like the royalty angle, right?
That's right.
Royalty and fees. Like, this is a feeless platform, right? It's to the point where OpenSea has completely changed their business model, I guess.
Well, right now, OpenSea has no fees.
Exactly.
Temporarily, at least.
So OpenSea is essentially like burn their own revenue stream.
So I feel like this is one of those situations where it hurts the creator, right?
Yes, yeah.
Because there's no more royalties.
Okay.
Right. It hurts the actual marketing companies. Well, not marketing companies, but marketplaces like OpenSea.
Mm-hmm.
Now they're not generating any revenue for a large part.
Yeah.
And then it's a race to the bottom, isn't it?
I mean, I'm definitely, after analyzing all this, I'm in the camp with Andrew Steinwold here. He put out a tweet that right now it's pretty obvious why Blur is dominating, right? Because they put forth a pretty lucrative opportunity for Degen NFT traders.
Yeah.
Right. If you have an option as far as where do I want to take my liquidity, I'm taking it to the place where I'm going to, as I provide my liquidity to these ecosystems, I'm generating the most potential yield.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a no-brainer. For now, Blur is the option, right? So of course it's going to dominate OpenSea in volume.
For now,
there's not much like as far as like speculation yield opportunities, right? There's not actually enough organic market liquidity present. So the only way to actually generate any kind of yield at the moment is through incentive models like this, right? Like let's just basically trade amongst each other, us NFT whales. Let's go ham in these markets, bring out all this free money that Blur is throwing out. And this is what's kind of weird to me. It feels this reminds me a lot of like how Binance got started, like by incentivizing trading competitions for tokens and stuff like this on their
for Lambos.
For Lambos, boats, Teslas, whatever the fuck.
Yeah, I remember that.
Yeah, and when I saw that, this is like back in 2017, I felt in my gut something very, I don't know if it's legal or not, probably in the United States regulated market.
It's probably not. We don't see that in the on the NASDAQ.
Yeah, you're not seeing it's fucking like Lambos Lambo up for grabs when you're trading your stonks. You know, I don't think, you know, these brokers can offer that kind of incentive. Right?
Yeah.
Just to keep the markets a little more genuine, not so artificial, you know?
Yeah, and it's not to say that it is illegal.
I don't know. But it just feels off.
Yeah, it's not genuine, right? You see tons of volume on like a particular cryptocurrency and you find out that there's a trading competition.
Yeah.
Like it doesn't represent anything about the cryptocurrency.
Agreed.
Or the project, I should say.
Yeah, I don't think this is like how you build an actual community that's going to stick with you for the long term, right?
Yeah.
Because we know how essential community is to like a true sustainable Web3 ecosystem, right?
Yeah.
Community is everything, right? You know, and right now they're building like just an audience of people looking to exploit this incentive system. So
yeah,
I mean, it's pretty predictable at this outcome. It's just, what are the things that have to happen for this to maintain? I guess the price of the token itself, right?
Yeah, let's take a look at that.
Yeah.
So we're looking at Rarible. Let me open up another one for Blur. And so our speculation is that this token has an emission up to about 5 years.
Yeah, roughly. I think they have like these airdrop campaigns. They calling them seasons, right? So season 1 already happened. They dumped 300 million tokens roughly in an airdrop. Which is, I think, about 10% of their whole supply. So about half of the supply is allocated to these drops. So I think there's 4 more scheduled, 4 or 5. Probably 1 a year, maybe. I don't know. But they're coming out and saying it, dude. Hey, this is what's up for grabs. The way to earn these tokens is by, you know, placing on the leaderboard, essentially.
Yeah, being loyal. So the way you be loyal is you take off all your... I guess positions or sales listings on other marketplaces.
Yeah, you basically fuck OpenSea.
Yeah,
like this is as direct of an attack I've seen.
Yeah,
which I kind of like it. I like the moxie of it.
Yeah, the last attack was X2Y2.
Yeah,
and it was basically if you've done anything on OpenSea, you get X2Y2 tokens.
Yeah, and X2Y2 and like looks rare. Those things emerged. Because there was like rampant speculation at the time for OpenSea to drop a token, right? We put out a video like a year or 2 ago. It was like, hey man,
get ready for OpenSea token.
Get ready for NFT marketplace airdrop mania. You know, it's like just you never know because Uniswap did it, and we assumed every platform would have to tokenize. Most do, but OpenSea is clearly on this pathway to an IPO.
IPO for sure.
You know.
So, so how sustainable is it? I mean, we're speculating that it's not really sustainable. So they're going to win in the short term in terms of volume for NFT marketplaces. But what we've seen, what happens, not necessarily when you run out of tokens, but when you run out of steam, and
or when the market, I guess, sentiment shifts. Right now, everyone's kind of like euphoric and excited over this because again, there's a narrative of like Web3 versus Web2.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
Yeah.
OpenSea. Bad OpenSea, no IPO. Everyone's pissed.
Yeah,
fuck those guys.
Yeah.
So here's a reason to jump in and like kind of like support the Web3 ethos. So, but it's just how long will that narrative sustain? Right? Probably not that long. And then whenever the mainstream comes back into the market, for whatever reason.
Yeah. So let's take a look at the collections. So this is the user interface.
Yeah, that too.
Versus something like OpenSea.
Yes. Which, I mean, clearly a little more
feels
inviting.
Yeah, more friendly.
Yeah, a little more like, I guess, familiar design concepts.
Yeah.
Like not so we're going back in time to, I don't know, fucking DOS or something. I don't know, dude.
Yeah, command line interfaces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, look at this thing.
I mean, and we've seen a lot of these types of interfaces in DeFi, right?
True. Yeah,
and
like
the food coins.
Yeah, so basically this is designed and tailored for degens.
Yeah.
In other words.
That's right.
Blur is a degen friendly platform, hence its tremendous activity at the moment. OpenSea, they're targeting the consumer, right? So I mean, but when it comes down to speculation, who's going to win out? I mean, Blur automatically wins because they're the only one with the token, right?
Yeah.
So yeah, it's just a matter of how can this sustain or not.
Right.
That's the question.
So everybody's talking about it. We have $300 million Blur will be distributed to the community in season 2. What's the secret to maximizing rewards is loyalty. Users with 100% loyalty have the highest chances of mythical care packages, which are worth 100x uncommon care packages. Damn.
And if you're wondering what's in these care packages, it's tokens.
Yeah.
So you get a higher chance of a bigger allocation essentially by scooping these mythicals, I mean, so they gamified the fudge out of this. So, I mean, cool. Good for them. It's working out very well. It's interesting.
They designed this perfectly because they have one button. It says max your loyalty.
They sure do.
And with that one button, you unlist all your NFTs on all the other platforms.
Wow. Damn, dude, now we're talking vampire attack. This is as vampire as it gets, dude.
Yeah, absolutely.
But this is fine, dude. There's space for this. If degens want their own market that's, feeless, much more considerate towards their needs, not so much, the creator side.
Yeah.
Fuck it. Let them have their space.
I feel like this is only a temporary thing because once the smart contract for NFT royalties is embedded into it,
okay,
I feel like the creators who are making these NFTs are going to opt for royalties.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you can't eliminate royalties in this smart contract.
Meaning,
right? Right now, royalties are being honored by marketplaces who are implementing these smart contracts.
And I guess right now, like the optionality to, I guess, pay your royalty commission right now it's on the degens end, I guess.
Yeah.
But what you're saying is that there could become a moment in time where it's enforceable.
Yeah, on the smart contract level.
And on the creator's end, whether or not these assets that they're bringing into the Web3 space, it's like it's embedded on the smart contract. If you're going to ever acquire these things or trade ownership of them, these parameters must be considered, right?
Yeah.
Which I think is viable. That's fine.
Why not?
Yeah, let's have diversity.
Yeah.
And let the market determine, what's the most valuable.
Yeah, I have a feeling that creators are going to select the smart contract with embedded royalties.
There's going to be that. That's a consideration of like what's going to be deemed valuable by the market. And then like Andrew Steinwell says, UI UX is going to be a huge factor.
Right.
Like, again, this reminds me of like early crypto days where how do you pick and choose which exchange to use, right? Why not Bittrex? Why not KuCoin?
Yeah.
Why not hit BTC? And then Binance comes to town. It's like, oh, okay, yeah, let's all use that. Yeah. Because it had the best UI UX at the time.
Yeah.
It just felt so goddamn comfy. It was like,
Binance was one of the first though, right?
No, they came like basically after everything else.
Okay.
Oh yeah. Yeah, they just came and shit on the world. It's like, here comes, we're going to show you guys how an exchange should feel and look.
Yeah.
So it's kind of like it's going to be that.
And they did such a great job. I remember looking at Binance for the first time, and it was very intimidating. Once you start using it, I was like, okay, it's not bad. Like, this makes sense.
Oh, dude, you haven't seen the shit piles before before Binance, dude. It was some straight ass, like so bad exchanges where you felt like any action was like a fatal mistake. Yeah. You know? So this is kind of where we are. Like, there's going to be tons of competition in the NFT marketplace sector.
Yeah.
But just, you know, how are you gonna ever dethrone OpenSea? Probably unlike OpenSea, I think is the Coinbase of NFT marketplaces, right? So it will not be dethroned. But that Coinbase isn't alone. FTX came, Binance came, Kraken is here. Yeah. You know, there's tons of options, right?
Yeah, that's a good point.
As a mature market should have. Not just one, you know, go-to place. Have a bunch. Yeah. And then that's what maturity looks like, you know, options.
And the bunch, each of them is going to cater to specific profiles. One are going to be more degen and others are going to be more user-friendly.
Yeah, OpenSea at the end of the day, because they're going the IPO route, it's going to be probably tailored towards United States, Western customer bases.
Yeah, where the money is, right?
It's debatable. I mean, if you look at Binance is smoking Coinbase. Yeah, that's good. The money is actually in the East. Yeah. Right, in the Web3 space. So if you're looking more towards a deregulated space, you probably will look away from OpenSea at some point in the future. Yeah. You know what I mean?
So. And then OpenSea is probably going to accept fiat at some point, or maybe already does.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
But Blur won't. They won't do that because now you're dealing with banks and centralization, all that.
Yeah, they don't want to get listed on the OFAC list.
Yeah, that's right.
You know what I mean? And then here's another positive from this Blur thing is somebody announced like an insane basically dump of Bored Apes, and it didn't affect the floor price at all. So this is it's bringing more liquidity to the NFT market, which is obviously a dire need. Right? Liquidity.
That's interesting. Where do you think that liquidity came from? It wasn't
from all these damn degens, dude. Like, you know, if you can incentivize people to just like trade nonstop, then liquidity is persistently present in the market. Which now all these NFTs, they're moving. They feel like tokens now. Like, you know, you could dump like a shit ton of them and not just crater the order books. You know what I mean? So it's interesting. Like this is things are happening in the NFT space, you know? And if you recall like our reference video, NFTs is one of our sectors to watch this year. You know, what's going to mature the space and what's a new vertical to NFTs, you know, anything about that, take a look at that.
Yeah, and Delphi, they're saying Blur has achieved 53% market share within a few months of launch.
Yeah.
So in the breakdown. So all the links are going to be in the description down below. Let us know if you have any questions. Are you guys using Blur? You prefer OpenSea or Rarible? Are you guys old school with Rarible or what?
Yeah, if you're a creator, if you've ever made like a digital asset before, what's your opinion on this? Because I think you matter more than anything. Because if creators all of a sudden have no incentive to create, you know, then it's like
there's no NFTs.
Yeah, then the market's for sure gonna die, right? So if you're a creative, like, what do you want to see happen in this space? You know, let us know.
Yeah, so that's been Blur. Let us know if you guys have any questions, and make sure you follow us on Twitter at The Block Runner, at MetaZone.io, and at Roby AI, and we will catch you in the next video.
Peace.